Why do a lot of women choose to stay in unfavorable situations that might just be the end of them? Let me share this story with you. When in my early days, just right after my youth service, I rented my first apartment. It was a four-bedroom flat, and two bedrooms belonged to a married couple, newly married couple, and then they sublet one room to me, sublet another room to a young man who was into business. Now, let me tell you something about this young guy. He was, of course, by the time he was done with his day, when he's coming home, say around 11 p.m. or 12, probably had gone to the club, he's coming back with two, three, four women, at once. And then, of course, while they are in their room, of course, in that kind of apartment, the only privacy you have is actually your own room. Not because we shared the kitchen. I wasn't really into sharing the parlor and stuff. I wasn't interested. So just my room. But then, if you're making noise, if you're screaming, if you have, two, three, four girls, and ta 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 is going on in your room, definitely the whole apartment, will know. So this was this guy's modus operandi until one day, all of a sudden, a girl that should have just chopped and gone, like you maybe take out stuff and then you just go. That was how she now decided to carry Bele and started staying with the guy. And of course, being from the southeastern part of the country, they had to now go and do something small on her head. So she started living in this guy's house as, the wife, and then bearing the wife status. That was where the real problem really started, because this guy started giving this girl serious, the chain exchange, like BLOWS, like that. Every single day, there was always something, to drag about. And then if she's not holding him by the shirt, and then it was that kind of situation every day. And this girl was pregnant. Even this thing continued even when she had really gone heavily, pregnant and stuff. There was a particular day that he so descended on her that she started, she started removing red liquid and stuff. And we were so worried. We were so worried. All this while, the husband of the other woman had been talking to him man to man to just pipe down on his aggression towards this woman. Of course, he was frustrated that, first of all, he wasn't ready to be married. He wasn't ready to enter that family life. And of course, for someone that was used to bringing two, three, four women at once, he now couldn't bring those women to come. And then that life, in a one room, he just wasn't ready. So he just felt that this was a strategy this girl used to just pin him and force him into marriage. So the frustration he vented out on her every single day. And this was a fine girl, for goodness sake. She was tall. She had the Manchester United. She had the Arsenal. So, but then, of course, she did not have her self-esteem. She did not have her confidence, as a woman, to subject herself to that kind of treatment by a man, to the point where, in fact, during the pregnancy, my own prayer was that this woman should just give birth safely, and we shouldn't have a station where they will have to bring police to come and carry everybody, because let this woman not pie in this guy's hand. So I was always praying for them, for just peace to reign, and as much as I avoided them as much as possible. So she gave birth, and then a friend and of mine and myself went to the hospital where she had birthed the child, and he was there. And that was how we were telling him congratulations and stuff. He said, this is imagine what he said, he wasn't expecting this, but this is just what he has seen, or something he was not prepared for. I mean, come on, guy. That's how you know that you're dealing with a child, because if you're that with a woman, and then you're not using all the available forms of protection and stuff, what they expect when you're shooting your shot, and they expect that, of course, the natural consequence of shooting your shot raw is that pregnancy might come out of it, and you're saying you don't know how, so that aside, it just made me wonder, because recently I saw this video of an 18-year-old girl who the husband has been subjecting to all forms of treatments that are not nice. And from the story that is making round, it started since when she was 15. And I'm just wondering, who are those parents that will chase a 15-year-old out of the house into the hands of a man that will mistreat them and do all sorts to them? I looked at that video and I felt so terrible. I felt so terrible, beyond preparing our children to say, okay, look, you get married, or you do this. And so we need to prepare them to be whole individuals, people that will be able to walk away from situations that are not serving them. People that if a man raises his hands, then they should be able to say, no, you cannot do this to me. And if you do this to me, I'm walking way out of this. And let us stop telling young people to stay just because they have to remain married and fulfill some sort of societal obligation and stuff. And we are losing our children, we are losing our daughters in the hands of men who are treating them less than humans. So, in fact, that incident, that was the first time I was actually seeing on a very close level an incident like that of SA and DV and stuff, and it was really shocking. It was really shocking. Please, as a woman, the most, aside making money and having your own money, one thing you need to really work on is your self-esteem, your self-pride, that you will not allow yourself to be subjected to anything that will make you feel less than a human. It's really terrible. We need to stop this culture, or I don't even want to start talking about the men, what they do to women and all, but we need to call this behavior out for what it is. I don't want this video to be longer than this.